Let's see. Is this thing on? So we got to start out each one. Hey, look at this. We are live here from Vlog Thursday. I'm doing it now because I have to leave in a little while to go to a charity event. And everything happens on Thursdays. Which is why we said, oh crap, it's Thursday. Because we didn't even realize. And, you know, these things happen. Now I got to look at what's behind here before I close it. What am I going to expose to the world? What window is behind here? Oh, I'm rendering video. I have a serious look on my face in that video. Discard. There we go. All right. Hold on. Watching a video. My assumption is it knows because it keeps all those files in that folder. Makes sense. I am coordinating and juggling a lot of different things at once, and I'm video editing something you had asked about, which was a what do I do all day? And the day in the life of Tom, I guess, is what you might want to call it. I don't know. I'm debating about this whole video. Not YouTube in general, but specifically the day in the life of video that's rendering right now. There's a lot to it. I just kind of babbled on, and the video ended up being 25 minutes long. So maybe people will watch it. I don't know. It's one of those things. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's. I should probably just put that at the beginning. It's kind of just me walking through my day in snippets, and I didn't, get like these creative bloggers do and make those really cool intros and everything else. I just kind of wandered through my day making videos as I thought about what I was doing, and so it makes kind of a difference. Hey, Steve, you want to be in the vlog at all?
Doing that?
I'm doing it right now and right here.
Hi.
You must Slavic squat to be in vlog. Hello from Wisconsin, Australia, Oklahoma, Barrow. What?
Wisconsin, Australia.
Wisconsin, Australia. It's a place. It's a magical place. They say hi, Steve.
Hi. Oh, wait, they said hi. I thought you were telling me to say hi.
Oh, no. You said hi already.
I don't know what I do.
I don't know what you do. You cite a notation in your head all day and then scratch your head about why people want to do things a certain way. That's all right. That's all right. And this is one of those things, and maybe those people are watching. This is where you take a aggravation and turn it into a sale.
Yeah.
It's not really an aggravation. It's just the person started out with, I know how networking works, and they had a good intro email. Then it devolved when they actually asked them how they wanted things configured. I thought because they knew
it went from, I know how networking works to, well, I think I know how networking works too.
Right. They just said,
I guess I don't know how networking works. Make this happen.
So, yeah, it's a mess. And so, but nonetheless, I just said, no problem. I said, we just got to flip this around. You're not paying me for pfSense consulting anymore. It's the opposite. You need to pay me just for general consulting of how you want to structure your network, because you thought you had a structure in your head and you didn't, and it's just turning it around. Did I see Google is removing Allo from Android? I have used Allo exactly.
What's Allo?
Exactly. It's one of those.
No, that's a genuine question.
I know.
Do not know.
So Google, the jokes we have with Google. So one of the problems with Google is they had too many
products,
too many
ideas,
too many chat products that didn't all glue themselves together in any meaningful way. That's the best way to describe that. So they didn't come together. So the fact that they're moving it is completely irrelevant to me. I'm looking to see on my phone if I even have it. I don't even have it on my phone. I think I removed it myself a while ago. When I announced it, I tested it. I said, neat. I don't know. I use Signal for private messaging. We just moved to the Google Chat. What do you think of Google Chat, Steve?
I love it.
He loves it.
I like it more than Signal. It works better than it works better on my phone than Signal did, but the desktop app kind of sucks because it uses web browser authentication through your default browser because it's basically a web wrapper. So if I log out of my Firefox session, it breaks my chat application session.
Yeah, there's I don't know. It's quirky. But overall, our switch to the other one, Wire instead of Signal or Telegram. I don't know about Wire. I've never heard of it. Signal has been well vetted by security researchers, hence the reason we use it. Telegram is popular, and I think Bruce Schneier had the best quote. I'd rather be poked in the eye than have to review the code that Telegram was built on. When security researchers go, I can't figure out, it's like security through obscurity because they made an overly complicated algorithm. That doesn't mean it's secure. It's not, I don't know. But I've never heard of the Wire chat application. I don't know.
I named my Linksys router D-Link.
Collaboration platform Wire. Most secure. Is it open source? That matters. Wired Pro requested demo. Allow guest, personal, simple. I don't see. We have source code. Is all the source code available? Wire, Swiss. I don't know. I'd have to do some research and see if it's been vetted by some of the proper security researchers, because that matters. I don't trust things that haven't been vetted. That's sorry. That's the thing. On a good note, for those of you who have asked me many, many times about Bitwarden, we're going to look at this, Steve. I don't know anytime soon.
What's Bitwarden?
It's a replacement for LastPass that's open source.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So,
does it support sharing of the passwords? Like LastPass?
Yeah, it does all the sharing of the passwords. It lets you have your own server to manage it all and everything else instead of LastPass. But Bitwarden recently, and I don't know where their blog post is.
So we would have to have a server here?
We could. You can use their server too.
Okay.
Yeah, they got both options. So, yeah. Wired said they were going to. See, I like companies that are from the rip, they're open source, because that makes a difference. Oh, time for another one. So, yeah, they're going to be. So another question I had for people in general is, do you guys care? There's enough people doing phone reviews, but like I got my new Moment case. Do you care that I do phone reviews? Like, do people want to see Tom's phone reviews? I don't know.
Are we going to be buying like every phone though?
No. Just I'm reviewing the shit I have, not the other stuff. We might review your phone.
Shit.
Oh, don't say shit. Okay. You can host Bitwarden yourself too. Charlie had asked that, so yeah, that you can completely self-host that if you'd like.
That's pretty cool. I like the concept.
I like the concept. So let kids like LTT do phones. Yeah, I thought about just covering a couple like the specifically Moment Lens, not as much detail into phones, but just like the general stuff. A short video.
The lens is cool.
Yeah. What phone did you get?
The Essential phone.
Essential phone
with the 360 camera.
Yeah.
I like it. But the deciding factor for me was, of the three phones I looked at, I think one shipped with 7 and was going to get 9 at some point. One shipped with Android 8, and this one shipped with 7 and already had the capability for 9. You pull it out the box, hit a button, hey, you're on 9.
Yeah, and that kind of makes a difference, being able to have it up to date. I'm a big fan of the Pixel phone. And the only thing I'm really going to cover on the Pixel phone is, well, yeah, and I guess what would you do different? Like, I thought about just covering like a 5-minute video on the Moment lenses or something, because people have asked me about them, because that's what I use to shoot stuff, and I want to show the actual results. But yeah,
if they were just giving us phones, I'd break a handful of them to see how durable they are.
Yeah,
I break things.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun. But Jerry Rig Everything does a great job of that too. We have to rival his channel, but it doesn't mean there's not room for one more person who just breaks phones.
That's just like I got the Life Proof case. We learned it was Steve Proof for 2 months.
People asking for WireGuard. Oh, someone asked what distro. I'm still running Pop OS. So I'm still running Pop OS, but I'm assuming you mean WireGuard VPN. So I'm waiting until some companies start really implementing it. Before, like, if it comes into some of the more popular firewalls, maybe I'll do a review. But until then, yeah, it's kind of a it's not well supported yet. There's a lot of little issues, and until those issues are kind of sorted out for production, I may not review it. So, sorry for the caps. I'm using that. Any good suggestions for Pi projects?
RetroPie.
RetroPie. That's pretty much.
It's our most used one.
Yeah, hands down, it is awesome.
We all watched his son play Pokemon yesterday.
Yeah, my son played Pokemon on RetroPie. RetroPie is awesome. I really don't have a better answer than that. So if you're looking for a project, there is, and actually I have the link. It's let me pull it up because I have it in my show notes for the Sunday Morning Linux Review. If you didn't listen to it, I just want to find the link right here, and I'm going to find, there's a really cool site full of neat Raspberry Pi things. Right here, homeassistant.io. I'm just going to drop it in here. Homeassistant.io is a neat project, so you can create all kinds of home stuff on a Raspberry Pi. I simply don't have a need. People always think like there's some tech at my house, but there's not. I don't even have any IoT crap at my house, with the exception of the Chromecast. That's as techy as I get at home when it comes to that. So, crankshaft for car. Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can plug your Pi into a car. So,
Do you still have that old ODB meter? Bluetooth one?
yeah, it's in my car.
Oh, do you use it?
Tomorrow, I don't care. I hardly ever use it.
Get a new one then. Mine broke. I left it in my car over the winter. Years ago, bro.
Really? Weird. Lineage OS. I've never tried it. Neat. It's an Android distribution. Boy, that's a neat.
I like it more than I should.
I only like this. I don't know if I like the OS, but boy, I could play with this all day. Their website's neat.
They should space the phones a little bit more. Because if you follow the white outline, it's a little.
I can't help it. This is getting posted for. I sent this to Kyle. Like a child. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, the windmill effect.
The windmill. It's like a windmill of phones. All right, that's stupid. Yeah, true IT guys. Look. We're not gonna mess with the whole all the crap. I mean, we secure people from this. We don't need to stick a bunch of IoT random things that can control my furnace from home. It just seems like a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Do you think Unify USG Pros XGs will ever be on par with UTMs from like some Meraki, Sophos? I have no idea if they're going to go there. I do have a video I'm going to work on by this weekend, and it's part of the reason I did an Untangle review. I'm going to do like maybe a spreadsheet and talk people through, because everyone says, which firewall do I get? And I'm going to make a video called Which Firewall Do I Get? Hey Kyle, just scroll down. Yeah.
Probably stop being a peasant.
Anyways, yeah, don't be a phone peasant. Anyways, I'm gonna do some comparisons of the firewalls, because we don't install the same firewall for everyone. We look at the use case and then we install it.
Yeah, you don't need to install a $5,000 firewall for the office of two people who access web pages.
Right. So it's one of those things, like we put the USGs in for people who have really basic needs. And I had a guy just emailed because he wants his USG to work with OpenVPN. And how hard is that, Steve, when you have a double NAT behind firewalls?
It's hard in general because you have to go into the command line to get OpenVPN working in those.
Right.
And then, yeah, when it's behind a firewall, it's almost impossible. But it's not his fault, at least.
Right. So it's one of those things. It's like if it just varies with the situation. So, Synology Surveillance Station. You know, I'm reached out to Synology and I haven't heard back from them. They emailed me a couple times and I told them what I wanted, and I guess they have to see and get it approved or whatever that means. About them sending us some stuff. Was it Synology or was it QNAP we used before?
Synology.
Okay.
The licensing. Looking at Synology, another one to look at is Hikvision, because both of them have the same policy of, here's the software portion. Oh, by the way, here's what your license costs are per camera. So you had to buy the licenses in per pack, and it quickly added up. So it's good to look at those two and kind of see the differences in them.
Yeah, there is some fees attached to it, so yeah. Well, and Benjamin, look at my Untangle review. They're a great, mostly open source firewall, and I do say mostly open source. because it's like all the modules are open source except for the ones with the feeds in them from their main upstream. So because of their main upstream feeds, that's what you have to pay for. That's the non-open source part of their system. And the dashboard, if you use like their MSP dashboard and things like that, that's also not open source. So it is still the hybrid of open source firewall, but has a UTM, and it has paid feeds to feed the UTM. So that's why we like Untangle for that situation. So those are other ideas I've thrown out there, and that's what I'm gonna do. You know, you want a UTM, but you want something open source. That's an option. And the pricing on Untangle is easy and accessible. You can go click on their website and actually get a quote.
Blue Iris is great. It's not super well optimized.
Yeah.
We have one client who uses it, and he has to have a really beefy system to run all his cameras, and the system's just pinned all the time. It's great if you're doing like small installs, like 4 or 8 cameras. It's not too horrible.
Yeah. So it comes down to use cases, as so much of this does. They're okay. They're Synology for home 4 business sites, Hikvision, and Access Cams. Yeah, I mean, it's better than the crap boxes you get. The Synology Surveillance Station is going to be a step above one of those all-in-one magic boxes that usually suck in general. It's going to be above that. It's not going to rival ExactVision. ExactVision's nice.
It is, but the ExactVision costs like what Synology does. So
yeah,
the only thing I'm not sure of on Synology, because it's built into the NAS box, I'm not clear on what their NAS boxes kind of support as far as adding drives in that. ExactVision, you can literally spin it down, add a couple more drives. I think you could even go to like a map network drive on it and just go. Add drives on the fly.
And maybe that's something we'll do is for people looking for, because people ask us about the larger, more commercial NVR systems, ExactVision's an option on that. And we service it and whatnot, but I've never done any videos on it. So that's a thing.
Never tried the phone app.
I saw the antenna, but it did look good. I agree with the hate of it. Get a quote pricing. Phil, yeah. So Benjamin C., I want to address that real quick, and I didn't get too off talk in my video, but I thought this was funny, and this came up at a conference a couple of years ago, but it was a great talk. Guy's standing up on stage. He goes, "How many of you put your prices on your website?" And all these people are like, "No, we don't." He goes, "How many of you do it because you don't want your competitors to know?" And all these people raise their hands. You know, they all keep their prices off their website so their competitors don't know. And he goes, "Next show of hands. How many of you know your competitors' prices?" Everyone's hands went up. He goes, "So the only people you really hit it from was your customers."
Like, if I have to go through extra steps to find out what this thing costs, I'm going to buy the one that I know what it costs.
Yeah.
Time is money.
Yeah, and this is if you go to FortiGate, you can't. Everything's call for pricing. Anything you want their secure network.
And what's really, I always feel like you're never getting the same price with that.
I don't know.
Like, sales rep A is going to give you a different price than sales rep B.
Yeah, and that's always a pain in the butt. I told, and the Untangle people have been great, and this is something I liked. Like, literally, I can go to their site. You tell me what you want. I can quote you immediately. Right there. Oh, look, you want the Edge firewall complete because you have how many at your site? Let's hit the pull down. We had 100 people. All right, there's your price. There you go. Simple as that. It's, oh, you need some help with installation? Check this little box here. You want some fine tuning help? Check this box here. There's your total price.
They have an I need an adult button.
Yeah, do you need, and they have these conversion services, so they'll help you with whatever firewall you have and translate all that into the firewall you're getting. We probably wouldn't be buying that as often because we buy it. And if you want to know how much you'll save by buying a 5-year ahead, you can do that too. And it's so clear. It's just not hard. Yeah, some people don't negotiate, some people do. I don't know. That's, like I said, they have the reasons for doing it. I don't do that. We don't publish our prices because we do. What's that?
Negotiate.
Well, we negotiate.
You totally made me call Dell and negotiate.
We did. We got some money off Dell. Thanks, Dell. Unify NVR for 16 cameras. The thing is with Unify NVRs is make sure you don't underspec the damn computer. This is the hardest problem with them.
Don't build it on a Core 2 Duo with a gig of RAM.
Yes.
And try to run 80 cameras.
SnapRAID. Never tested SnapRAID. Interesting.
To do.
SnapRAID is a program for your disk arrays. Its storage recovers from the 6 disk failures. Here's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm not for a monoculture, but I'm also, when it comes to like building this out, like what SnapRAID.
I don't get what it does still.
It's just a different RAID. I don't know.
You run it in your OS and use that tool to create the RAID?
Like, what does this look like? And what makes it better than ZFS? Real-time snapshots. It has integrity support. Fix silent errors. Number of failures, 6+. Well, that's arbitrary. That's subjective.
However you design it.
Yeah.
If I put 3 drives, can I have 6 drives fail?
Well, and this right here. So command line for it's
Does it have a Windows version?
Yeah, this is not no.
I'm just curious.
No.
Then it does everything that Linux could already do.
Right. It basically why would I use this over ZFS and FreeNAS? I mean, don't get it the wrong way. If I don't have a good use case for it, I don't have a good reason to test it. Someone inventing a new storage sounds like a nightmare for me too. So, never heard of S2 camera systems. Never used them. Never heard of them. Looking for a decent exchange mail archiving solution. I actually think Cloudberry Exchange Backup. One of the things Cloudberry has is a backup for all things that you can think of. But Cloudberry has an Exchange server backup. So if you're looking for something like that, I've never used it. I've used Cloudberry for bare metal restore. I've used Cloudberry for file level backups. I've not used it for Exchange server, but I tell you, their software is great. They make some neat stuff. So yeah, spin down drives not in use. I don't like ever spinning down drives. And how many watts does a hard drive use, Steve?
About 5.
5 watts.
Western Digital Red is, I think, less than 5.
Yeah. So at 5 watts a hard drive, it's hardly a power concern spinning down drives. So
it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other when you really think about it.
Yeah.
It's a mechanical object. Having it spinning all the time will wear a bearing out. At some point it will fail. But when does a light bulb go out? When you turn it on and first apply power to it.
Yeah, Data Cove, which is the GFI mail backup thing, yeah. Have you seen a router? Hardware is very powerful, can take almost everyone's open source firmware. Well, yeah, I reviewed them. So let's go to Tom's YouTube channel.
Protect Ellie?
Yeah. TCTI.
Hopefully they're not seeing that. But you butcher through spelling.
I butcher through spelling. Hey, look, if you even search for it, I come
3 videos from you come up.
So I've reviewed these in the past.
I've reviewed different models of these.
And I like all of them. I have
like
one at home.
Yeah, we have one at home right here. Let me just drop this review back in there. Like and subscribe. Smash that button. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not going to say that. There you go. There's my Protect Tele video. If you're looking for we deployed some of these at clients. This has 6 gigabit LANs, AES, and a fast processor, and it's solid state. So, PC Engines. I've heard of them too. I've never used them. And by the way, if you want I've not used these ones. I've seen these ones too.
Neat.
Yeah, these are the PC Engines ones. What I like about the Protect Tele ones...
Does it come in like a metal box, or is it just that
You can get it in a metal box one.
Okay.
Yeah, and some people like them for that. But to go back to the Protect Tele, yes, someone's going to comment after about 30 seconds here, and they see my link, and you'll see comments in there, hey, this is a Kotam from China. Well, duh, yes, it is.
But by the time you buy the drive and memory for a Kotam, if you don't have it laying around...
Right.
It maths out to be the same.
And the Kotams you can get really cheap, but they're also, you buy them from... in bulk to get them here. So you can't, to get a deal, a lot of times you got to buy more than one, and they're coming from China, so they take a lot longer. But if you're patient, you can get a deal.
If you got 4 weeks.
If you got 4 weeks, you can wait for shipping. and can sort out their site. But that's what they do make these. Are you going to do a video on AES and IPFSense? I did a video on it.
Yeah.
Forever ago. I don't know what more video you would need me to do, so I guess I need a clarification on that.
Cooling fans, like just generic case fans, or like liquid coolers and CPU coolers?
Yeah, I think the fans are always quieter than, or the hard drives are always quieter than the fans. Hard drives don't make that much noise. Well, there's
not in the last, like...
Yeah, there's older models that certainly do.
Again,
so.
Yeah, every hard drive within the last 2 decades is a lot quieter.
Yeah.
I do miss kind of the old whirring sound, though.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey, thanks.
Not public.
Not public.
We got this guy, not sure.
Not sure, not public. Windows 10 Enterprise, not a lot. Asset management, not really. We use SolarWinds for it, but there is asset management. There is a tool. This one. I thought this was cool. We don't really need it, but it is kind of neat. That is open source IT management. It's called Snipe It. It's actually kind of cool. They got a demo here.
What's that picture?
What?
The one that their icon.
Icon.
Snipe It's icon.
I don't know. It's kind of like a weird. I agree. It's like a weird
amorphous blob with a star.
Yeah, amorphous blob with a star.
They too track stats.
Yeah, this is this thing so you can track. It looks really nice. Actually, it looks like it's built on Laravel or something.
Yeah,
because it looks a lot like our.
It looks like Invoice Ninja.
It does. But it's got all kinds of asset and license and accessory management. I thought about loading this up and testing it because it's a really neat. If you have to track a lot of client inventory, it seems like a neat tool to do it.
I think it's kind of cool.
We
don't do a lot of that, but I think it's really cool.
And here's the thing: all of our managed clients, there's an inventory report right down to how many mice they have that is real time and active. And that's how we can see things via SolarWinds. So we log in SolarWinds dashboard, we can take a client, we can say, how many mice does he have that are plugged in USB? And it will tell us because it has that level of detail. Because it's constantly the inventory manager.
Doesn't it register touchscreens as another mouse sometimes too?
Yeah.
Why do they have 2 mice? Oh, they have a touchscreen.
Tom, what are your thoughts on external network runs under 100 feet, Ethernet or copper? Ethernet. Why would I run...
why would I want to spend the money on fiber and risk it breaking underground or getting wet and moldy?
Yeah, there's just not unless there's some really compelling reason to use fiber, like a really long distance run. It's just not how we run it, so not really our thing. Yeah, so Ben C said the same thing. Asset management's built into the SolarWinds and Datto and a few of the other ones. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. It's just. Here's my thing. I'm very hesitant to ever add one more thing to my business because what happens, Steve, if we have one more thing to manage?
That's one more thing that all of us are going to fight over who has to log into it.
Yeah, so, yeah. So it's one of those things like that. It's just not a great idea to keep too many different things.
Not to mention, it's one more thing that what if it gets owned?
Well, it's that too. If we have to sit and manage it all, but that you can self-host this actually.
That's
which is
the idea
cool.
Then.
Yeah, we can self-host it internally. It's a neat system if that's what we did. We're not really in the asset management business.
Nah, we trust that businesses. Our policy is you should really hire people you can trust.
Well, that too. Well, and it's also not as much, and we're not into. I'm gonna do some MSP videos, but a lot of people are into the all-you-can-eat full hardware. Leasing. We don't do any hardware leasing. So if you're into hardware leasing, you need it's a pain. The good and bad of it. Can I make a lot of money leasing hardware? Absolutely. But how long does that last? Well, we've taken over people. That's what this one takeover is with the Wi-Fi.
We're taking a lot of people over.
We're taking people over, but some of it is because
you can only buy. We had the wireless deployment that they were leasing equipment. We got the office that they told them you have to buy computers from us, and they just punched the model number in Google and were like, "You're charging me double for this." well, if you buy it yourself, we won't support it, was kind of the company's answer to them. And we're like,
yeah, I mean, that's all we can really say about that. It's like one of those things, man. Here's the problem. You can come in there, you can do the hard sale, you can win the sale, and as soon as they get a new financial guy who has a calculator, he'll go, we can buy these computers based on your constant lease. Matter of fact, one of them, they said it takes them only every 3 months of paying the lease to outright buy all of the hardware they lease.
that was the Wi-Fi.
That was the Wi-Fi one. He says that's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
they got somebody who had a calculator. We're paying that much for Unifies, and Unifies don't go bad. They're like the same ones. Like some of these, they're on the old green AP models.
yeah,
So they've been not changed.
it's a mess. I mean, I get it, and I get it. We're in this business. We're supposed to make some money. Blah blah blah. But there's making money, and there's getting a little bit greedy. And I feel as though some people are getting a little bit greedy. And I'm gonna do some videos about.
What are they doing out
They're
there?
dropping things. I'm gonna do some videos about that. Maybe I have a different opinion on some things than other people. But some of these salespeople kind of drive me nuts, especially because everything is so overly hyped up. Is your sales funnel completely full? Or you just got clients knocking down your door? Let's who can get those deals mic'd up. Could you get them 10% higher, 15% higher? I mean, there are those like high-powered Wall Street things. Like I keep thinking of that. I don't know. So, do geeks still stay at the Marriott? So I'm waiting to see what I can talk about on this. And let's pull up Tom's Twitter. Because for those of you that follow me on Twitter, and my security friends got a kick out of this, and let me find my tweet. Where's it at? Here's the tweet. There we go. So Malware Hunter Team on July of 2017. So they had posted, and let's see if we can figure out what's wrong here. So this is the CERT team at Marriott. Now the CERT team, please note, this is why they're highlighted. They're in a sandbox, and they have to send, they have an infected sandbox, and they want to send it over to the malware incident team.
I like that it loaded his Rainbow Unicorn profile, too.
I like that it loaded. But here's the problem. If you're logged into an infected sandbox, should you, A, log into your corporate email to then grab the attachments to send them, or B, get fired? I don't know. I bet the guy still works there.
Yeah.
But we wonder how they have. Yeah, this is I don't know. They were ranting about, and if I understood this, it says another weekend, another serious finding. Someone from CERT Marriott got infected by NG actor. I'm just like, So, anyways, that thread. That's always fun to hear things like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
The internet's dangerous. I had a company try to sell me Wi-Fi as a service.
Yeah, it gets expensive. Town governments, oh yeah, they spend a lot on IT. They also have a lot of bad decisions they make, so.
What?
He's talking about cities, how they
Yeah.
They also run around wanting cheap things. And
it's political.
It's
the mayor has a cousin who does IT on the side,
so that's who ends up being the IT guy. We've done some city work, and we're happy we don't pursue it for sure.
No.
It's
lucrative, but every couple years you're potentially gone.
Yes, because once they change that, I don't care how blind they call those bids. So let me just say, when the mayor changes, you change, unless you're friends with the new mayor. And that gets really to be a sticky wicket because you got to figure out whose campaign sign to put out in front of your building.
Both. You got to donate to both.
You got to donate to both.
Well, whoever you put out, you got to donate more to the other guy.
Yeah. So, is there a reason why I don't do unified pricing? So no, I don't know why.
What?
Someone's asking why the unified pricing doesn't make sense. I don't know. One's more pro. I like John Uhler's answer here. One's more pro.
Why the AP Pro but the AC Pro? Probably legacy reasons. For some awkward reason you need an AP.
Yeah.
That's just like when a socket on a motherboard goes out of stock, they tend to, you can still get the older socket processor, but it's at a premium because they know you probably need it for something.
Got it. So, oh man. Well, I have to leave in a few minutes. I do have a, have you done a Zabbix? Oh, I mean, I will cover this real quick. Have you ever done a Zabbix review or basic install? Zabbix is complicated. I'm not going to lie. But we will show you how far I've got with Zabbix. And this is, oh. Why is that unreachable? That's interesting.
Neat.
Oh, man, I have a server down? Maybe guys, you can see a Zabbix problem in real time.
Man down.
Man down, man down. Oh, I know it broke. It's been broke since this morning. I don't have any alerts turned on, so we're actually going to restart the Zabbix. Because I updated this. Do I have an SH file to start this? So we're going to talk about Zabbix real quick before I go. Steve's going to learn about Zabbix. Steve doesn't pay attention to what I'm doing.
I know none of this. You typed start zabbix.sh.
Where's my I don't have a Zabbix user. All right, let's log into my FreeNAS and sort that out. Hold on. I just updated FreeNAS to the latest version this morning, so that's the thing.
That's the thing. So it broke the plugin?
Yep. I gotta learn how to type. There we go. So, been down all day. Ain't no big deal.
We got a secondary one. It's cool.
We got a couple of these things, man. We can just let stuff fail. That's what failovers are all about. So we deleted Zabbix somehow. I don't see a Zabbix user. We'll add one now. I gotta spell Zabbix right. Zabbix. Zabbix. Password. Try that. All right, let's see if this works now. Then I should be able to start Zabbix. Then we can show you Zabbix because server's been down all day. Oh, let's see. What did I miss here while I was playing with this? Problem or So Zabbix is pretty cool. Now let's see. Will Zabbix start? Zabbix has started. Hey, there's my Zabbix agents. Does this have any information in it that's public? All right, cool. Now the dashboard should fix itself in a second. So, oh yeah, the new FreeNAS is really nice. So here's Zabbix. And let me move my head out of the way a little bit more. So Zabbix is a cool system that will let you monitor all your servers. Here's a couple of our servers in here. We can actually look at it and go like, let's graph this server for the last 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours.
You can see how little we're really doing.
You can see how little we really do here at work. This is our invoicing system. We can look at Screen Connect. Let's go ahead and graph this.
More busy.
Screen Connect definitely more busy. You spent some time in there. So here's a couple peak usages on there. We can do things like look at the network traffic on here. So here's where the network traffic when we were transferring some files.
Go back. How long was that first graph? 15 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some dives into Zabbix. It's definitely neat. It also will monitor, and we're actually going to create some dashboards for our clients related to this. We're going to manage a bunch of pfSense with it, so it's kind of cool. Are we going to go down the thin client route? The thin client route's not, it's expensive. It's neat. We were talking about it, but it comes down to pricing.
It comes back to as renting hardware. You can buy, if you already have a lot of your software as a service, you can buy desktops for next to nothing. Like if you already have, QuickBooks Online, you don't need a fancy desktop. You can buy, a Chromebook or a $300 Walmart special. And if you break it, go buy another one.
Yeah. So it's like, It's nice. It comes down to budget. So if you're dealing with a law firm that has a big budget and they got really fancy stuff, awesome. You can sell them on desktop as a service and things like that. When you have a lot of small businesses or manufacturing like we have, they don't really spend the money on that. So, yeah.
It's common moral, especially in the medical industry where they have remote workers. You can have somebody sitting, 10 states over doing billing.
Yeah. And this is, there's a great article, Serve the Home Cloud Pricing. See if they have the article. I can probably find this, but it's actually kind of cool. Nope, this is not it. They have a weird name. So if you find Serve the Home, you can find them. This is a big website that covers a lot of reviews and things like that. But they have a great article on cloud creep. And me and some of my friends who work my friends who specifically just move things in and out of AWS all the time because that's what they do for a living. They've talked about removing people from AWS because it just got more expensive. It actually became cheaper for them to host it than the cloud host it. So there's a great article somewhere buried on this site that they did the same thing. It became cheaper for them to put everything in a colo than it was for them to keep hosting in AWS. It was saving them. Their hosting bill went from $36,000 a year to $27,000 a year after they bought all the hardware.
Yeah. Same thing. And well, like he said with the, like Benjamin said, is the total cost of ownership lower, especially for multi-site clients to save having multiple DCs. With Azure Cloud, you don't even need the DCs as much anymore because you can administer a lot of that from the cloud.
Right. So it's one of those things. Someone asks NG versus Proxmox. I got to find out when Jay's available because Jay's the one who knows both of them. He does Proxmox and things like that. So I have to kind of wait for Jay to find a time when he's got time for me and him to go back and forth on it. So we want to do it. I know no Proxmox. I don't have a use case for it. I use XCP-NG. He does use Proxmox, so he can talk about it. So yeah. Cloud is cheap to squat, but expensive to live. Well, and the thing is, and this like is everywhere. Where, yeah, it's like everywhere. The kind of, oh yeah, we need to get Phil back again. Phil's been so busy. We'd love to do some more videos of Phil. Phil hasn't been able to make it even to the SMLR. He's actually been absent the last two, so it can be hard to nail Phil down. He's just like that. So he travels a lot and things like that.
And when he's not busy, sometimes he just wants to take a break.
And sometimes he wants to take a break. He literally lives on a farm and works on a farm. So that's when Phil means he goes off the grid, he means he's farming. So yeah, that's a whole different animal. He does Ansible and turnips and peppers and things.
Stardew Valley real life.
He does Stardew Valley in real life. So anyways, one of the things that's expensive, and this is what Serve the Home covered in their article, if you can find it, was if you have a lot of storage needs, it becomes very difficult. If you have, the more files you store, you almost have to either colo it or figure out how to self-host it because data in the cloud is pretty expensive. So there's that.
What's colo mean?
Colocation, like putting it in,
okay.
Yeah, coloing in a data center. So cloud is more scalable. An example, we host a few apps.
Well, the cloud's massive. Of course it's more scalable.
Yeah. It's
like if you gave me a warehouse, I could probably scale to that level.
I'll scale to the warehouse level. So Oh, yeah, we are definitely doing... So I've been waiting for the new version of this to come out because of a feature. So if we go to tasks and we go to Cloud Sync tasks, add, encryption is now supported. Oh, the beauty of that.
Can you load balance between 2-1 connections in terms of percentage on the pfSense like you can with the Unify Edge routers?
I believe it.
And you can in Untangled as well.
Yeah, and Untangled does it as well. I haven't done any videos on load balancing on percentage, but I think what you do in the pfSense to make it work, I'm not going to log into my pfSense, but you go to the WAN balancers and you change the threshold criteria of what you're balancing. So instead of being packet loss, which you're going to do it on a drop, you're going to do it based on
traffic.
Yeah, there's a traffic option. So it's just different option for the triggers. So you readjust the triggers to be that. That's how pfSense does it. And it is a feature of Untangle. So we'll throw that out there too. But yeah, here's Zabbix. And Zabbix, yes, it supports Windows. No, I don't know if it supports Grafana, but it does have a cool dashboard for monitoring things. You can build the dashboard. It's not going to be as pretty as Grafana, but whatever. Hey, look, and now that I started the free PBX, I don't have any more errors.
Free NAS.
Free NAS. Also, if you go here to problems and we go to history and we apply, we can see all the errors that were there were it not working or me shutting it down. I'm gonna jump into Zabbix maybe this weekend. I gotta really think about it. I do like it. It's been kind of neat to play with. I've had someone who talked about wanting to build their own MSP based on Zabbix. So I'm like, no, unless you have infinite time and a lot of time to code, probably not your best thing to do. Sorry, I keep blowing my nose, guys. I have a cold. Ugh. So, I hide my Unified controller. You can't log in to my Unified controller except for through a VPN. But what is open to the world, of course, is the ports that Unified communicates on. I forget what those are. I can look them up. What?
The Inform port.
Yeah, the Inform port is open. We don't have the rest of it open. So, yeah, we hide it behind there. Firewall rules that allow... And it doesn't... And I don't filter it for my client IPs because that would be too much of a pain in the butt to do that.
I mean, a lot of them don't have...
static IPs. Not all of our clients have it, so... Falling from the Sky. There we go. That's actually... Let me find that. I'll post the link. Server the Home. Falling from...
Great title.
Yep, it is. Leaving the Cloud. This is a great article. And they posted it this year, and it's all about all the data center costs. Let me just surmise it, because I read it earlier this year. And where's the numbers in here? Yeah, our cost savings, 15 to 20,000. So, yep. It's amazing. What's the max limit of cloud key?
Never tried.
We don't know, but I'm sure you can find that information.
How many do you have on it?
Yeah. No, this is not a 2013 post. Posted March 5th, 2018. So they talked about it's over time. It's a breakdown of cost over time.
Because this is like part 4.
Yes, this is part 4 of it. So this is an ongoing saga, 5 years. So yeah, technically it started back then. So that's that.
2013, we moved to the cloud because that's the new thing. 2018, this is expensive. We're getting out of the cloud.
We came back from the cloud. It was a bad experience. We're moving away now.
It's all right.
We have left the cloud. Cloud leaving. What else?
I went to the cloud and all I got was this stupid shirt.
I went to the cloud and all I got was this stupid shirt. There's a cool screens. That's what I was looking for. You can create all kinds of different views and screens, and they have a common layout here in Zabbix. It's kind of cool. So you can take one particular computer and zero in on it and create a screen for it, so you can see. Like I have Screen Connect here. Let's look at FreeNAS Tank. It lets you drill down on different computers and correlate all the data together. As much as I think things like Grafana are really pretty, pretty is not what actually we look at all the time. We just need data. I need some correlation data. I need to know when an event happened so I can correlate it to another piece of information so I can sort it out. And one of the problems we're sorting out here, and we'll actually go here. We're going to go to problems. We're going to go to history. We're going to go, all right, we had some HTTPS failures, and we can look at the event times. And like, all right, there's the event times. And then we can go here, SSH and SSH Screen Connect in. Then we can view a bigger terminal, make it easier for our friends at home to see. And I can do this, and then I can start going through, all right, what was running at that time as you go through logs and stuff like that. Now, this is real-world use case stuff. You know what I didn't do? Please note, I didn't stare at any pretty graphs to figure this crap out. I do like color-coding my my logs because, well, readable logs are happy logs. But you can see, and we're going to do some Linux. We're actually going to do a whole podcast on it. called Linux Tooling. And we're going to break down tools we use to diagnose Linux problems and just a whole lot of them out there, and some of the troubleshooting that I do on Linux. Can you do a video on how to set up Zabbix? I can never set it up correctly. Yeah, that's what I have to cover. Installing Zabbix, easy. Making Zabbix talk to servers, not as easy. So I'm not going to walk you through the hand-holding of installing it, because their instructions, if you copy pasta, do work for the installer. But setting up the hosts and all that, yeah, it's once you understand how to do it, it works. Any ideas how to port forward to a fully qualified domain? I don't understand the question. You always point Unify to... Unify is best pointed at a fully qualified domain. So I don't understand, maybe... Yeah. Let's see. Do you offer any custom software dev service? No, we do not. We contract people. I'm actually working on a project now. I contract software developers, but it's not like we try to... We're not a software dev house. I don't try to be all things to all people. Then you just kind of end up sucking at a lot of those things.
All the weaknesses, none of the benefits.
All the weaknesses, none of the benefits.
I mean, it's one thing to, like, think of it like D&D. You can multi-class 2 characters, but when you try to be 5, it's bad.
Yeah. And I didn't have any problem getting the web UI to show up either. So, if you go to Zabbix, I went through, where's our download? Download Zabbix. Zabbix sources to come, install. Oh, install from package. Like, literally, this was nothing. I did it here. I followed this. This worked fine. Like, nothing to it. It was easy to do. So, no problems there. Readable logs or happy logs. There we go. I think that is a fun shirt idea where people are staring and reading logs.
Okay. I do have the picture of log files.
Yeah, lots of pictures of log files. Is it easier than Centurion setup Nagios Space? I have not used that, so I can't answer that question. I had no problem setting up this part of it at all. 30 access points, is that too much? I just don't know. I don't think 30 is too much, but yeah.
It shouldn't be too much. But we've never had 30 on CloudKey.
LibreMS versus Zabbix. I've played with both. LibreMS is neat, but it does mostly SNMP. Zabbix has the Zabbix agents, and that makes it much more in-depth. And that's actually one of the reasons I liked it over LibreMS. So LibreMS, excuse me, LibreMS is pretty cool, but the lack of agents, unless I just missed it, it doesn't have an agent system. So that was kind of like, yeah. I need an agent in order to, well, I don't say I need it, but it just pulls from SNMP. SNMP is just not as thorough as that, so that's one of those problems. SNMP has a limited amount of information versus when you load the Zabbix agent onto it, both Windows or that, it works. Also, for those of you who don't even want to deal with any of the stuff I talked about, they have complete Zabbix clients right here as a appliance. So you can download this and not have to do this entire install from package. They have complete appliances. You can download an OVF, you can run it an Azure file, a Hyper-V, VirtualBox VMware, QEMU, KVM, or boot off an ISO and set it up. So yeah, they have everything. So if you don't know how to do this stuff because you're not good with Linux command line, you can just download appliance and click button and make it go. They have a really nice setup for that. Well, 30 is next door.
Yeah.
Well, Zabbix supports both. So if you're not an admin, I mean, Zabbix, and this is where it's kind of cool, it's a hybrid. You can do the agents for the things that support it and for the things that don't. And let's jump over here to Zabbix. It does support SNMP. So if we go over here, we're going to go to our configuration templates. We're going to type in Cisco because people like Cisco. Or there is a, yeah. So here's a Cisco SNMP module, Cisco process SNMP. There's all kinds of different specific templates that are SNMP for switches. So we can even go like HP. I think they have the Pro Curves in here. Let's put in HP. Maybe they don't. They have some generic ones. Yeah, HP, Net HP, Enterprise switches, Comware switches. So, yeah. This is a Blue Yeti mic. This is the Blue Yeti Pro. I recommend it. I've been using it for years. It's great. It's not whiskey time. It's charity time where I will probably do shots of whiskey. That's why I'm doing Vlog Thursday now, because I'm going to go to sleep after this because I have a cold. What project is outsourced to a developer? A friend, and he's writing some EDI 940 stuff in PHP. If that makes sense to you, you could be a developer qualified to do that work. If it doesn't, then look up EDI 940 stuff. It's stupid. We are using SolarWinds for monitoring for Nicholas. Zabbix is just for some Linux monitoring stuff and monitoring our servers. We don't monitor our servers with SolarWinds, oddly enough. Maybe it's because I'm cheap. I don't want to spend it on my servers.
Costs money.
I like using this for my servers. NyQuil is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I wish they made liquor that tastes like NyQuil. I would certainly have it. I love the taste of that stuff. Do you like it?
What, NyQuil?
NyQuil.
I get the Tylenol stuff that's like NyQuil +1. Like, cures everything.
Cures everything. That should have been our title. NyQuil cures everything.
That and some Mountain Dew, and you're just...
Oh, I love NetData. And NetData is built into... Nope, why am I looking in the wrong space? Need to go under services. I'm tired. I'm looking all over the place for stuff. There we go. Yeah, for those of you that haven't seen NetData, NetData is just pretty. If you want pretty graphs, NetData is definitely a place to get it. Look at all the pretty graphs. Lots of NetData. All right, well, I'm going to wander off. I got to go to a charity event. I got to stop by and say hi to people and things like that. And then I got to get back to sleeping because to get this cold gone, I got more videos to do, a lot of more things to go do. You guys want Zabbix videos. You guys want these. I mean, I'm going to make them all. So the mint coating pills. Yeah. You have Microsoft Action Pack for your own internal use. I got a real use here, and it's really good value. We use nothing Microsoft internally. That's why we don't have it. So I've thought about it. I think I've had it in the past, been years ago. But yeah, I don't really do my. How do you install NetData to pfSense? I don't recommend it. I've never tried, and I don't like installing anything extra on the. On a firewall. Anything that could potentially lead to one more problem, one more insecurity, I tend to stay away from it. That's just my recommendation. All right, thanks for watching. Thank all of you. 125 of you here. Awesome. Look for more videos to come. The day in the life video, I don't know how exciting it is, but I'm going to hit upload on it. You guys can watch it. I don't know, maybe it's really boring. I don't know. If it's boring, don't watch it. You let me know. I can only get better at these because you can't get... Well, I guess you could get worse, but I don't think I'll get worse at it. Hey, awesome. Congratulations, Lars, on getting your first network installed today. Awesome. I hope it goes really well. Test before you deploy. Makes your life easier. Just so I can throw that out there. But, all right. Take care. Have fun. I'm going to go play with Zabbix or something later. Looks neat. Oh, and here's that. Let me exit out of. Hey, there's a video of me doing video. This is how it looks like when I edit videos. Exciting. Quit. And close. Close and